time, he and I both managed and worked in bars and restaurants all across the city. And this is a true story about what happened to me in the first bar I ever worked in when I was 19 years old, working the door.
It's recording now.
It was a Tuesday night. Like any other Tuesday night, it was a shitty Tuesday night.
And it was raining.
No. So, I was in the Army Reserves. I'd been out of boot camp for about like 8-9 months. I was in college. I was working the door. It's one of those really slow nights. I wanted to get out of there. I had class in the morning. I look at the manager. I'm like, hey man, can I just get the fuck out of here? He goes, yeah, no problem. All of a sudden, this fucking car pulls up in front of the bar, and these 4 completely sloppy drunk broads get out of this fucking car. They're so drunk they cannot walk up the stairs, and they're pulling themselves up step by step using the rails. Well, they come to the door and they hand me their IDs. First broad, I look at it. She's about 5'8", about 120 pounds, and her ID says she's 6'1", 185 pounds. So I know it's not her. So I look at the manager and I'm like, no. And the manager looks at me and he goes, there are 3 people in this bar at 1 o'clock in the morning. Let them in. Fine. So I do a cursory check with the other 3. Let them go into the bar. So I don't know if these chicks are fucking 18 or 15. I was just told by my manager to let them into the bar. So they walk up to the bar. They order 4 Long Island iced teas and 4 kamikazes. So automatically we know they're amateurs. So they pick up the shots, they down the shots, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I'm not getting out of here for another hour. All of a sudden, this fucking girl walks up to me, who has to be, back up son, who has to be about this fucking tall. Under 4'10", which is technically, the government considers a midget. Now, the girl walks up to me, and when I say walk is generous, because she stumbles up to me, and she looks up at me and she goes, hi, what's your name? And I go, hi, my name's Larry. What's your name? And I swear to God, this is what this fucking bra said. My name is... Now, if you don't know me, I am an asshole. So what I said is, oh, it's nice to meet you. Na-na-na-na-na. Now this broad thought it was fucking hilarious. And she's like, and I'm like, wow, that was easy. So, she goes, Larry. I'm like, what, little person? And she goes, come here. Come here. And I go, what? And she goes, I have a secret. And I go, what's your secret? And she goes, shh. Shh. I'm a kickboxer. Now, this is where the story takes a horrible fucking turn. Because me, being the asshole that I am, look down at her and go, oh, isn't that adorable? Like it was a scene out of a movie. I hear the fucking police sirens outside. And the bar got raided 2 weeks ago. So I assume, holy fuck, these broads are fucking 15 and I'm going to jail for letting them into a bar. Yeah. So I turn around and I watch 4 fucking New Orleans Police Department cars shoot by the front of the bar, and I just go, I turn around and the bitch goes, BAM! And she punches me in the fucking throat. I fucking fall back into the wall and I go, and this tiny little bitch is in this little fighting stance like this, and she goes, BAM! Kicks me straight in the testicles. Almost jabs one right back up in. And when I tell you this bitch had perfect aim, didn't graze a thigh. Straight up the middle.
That's an amazing accomplishment with these
Easy,
guys.
easy. I drop down to one knee, and I can't fucking breathe. My balls feel like they no longer exist. And I'm just like... Finally on the third one, I go... And I take one step, I pick this tiny bitch up, and I go... Woo! And this bitch is not moving. And I'm like, oh Jesus, I killed this bitch. And I'm looking around the bar, and I'm like, did anyone see me just kill a midget? Oh, this isn't good. Oh my nuts. Oh my nuts. But what if I go to prison? My asshole is gonna hurt more. Fuck. Now, all that happened in my head within like 1 second. Then I go, fuck that bitch, she deserved it. But I'm not going to prison. Friend number 1, friend number 2, friend number 3. 45 in the glove compartment, 2, 4, 6. I got 8. Money! But I keep going down the bar, and there are these 2 squirrely fucking dudes that work in the kitchen. And I know these 2 would sell me out for like a nickel bag of really bad weed. So, those 2 need to go down too. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Fuck, I only got 9 rounds and a tiny little compact pickup truck. I cannot kill these people and dump the bodies by morning. I'm going to fucking prison. I'm going to fucking prison. All of a sudden, this noise comes from the midget girl, and it sounded like a zombie. It was like, blah, 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 blah. And she rolled over, and she pushed herself up, and the bar had these really big tiles on the floor. And the broad had a fucking line going like this, and a line going like that, where she hit her head on the corner of like 4 tiles. And she gets up and she looks at me. And she's staggering again, and I'm just like, whew. And she's looking at me, but she doesn't see me, you know, she's all fucking concussed. So, she stumbles up to the bar, grabs her friend's drink out of her hand, the Long Island, chugs it down, throws the cup on the ground, turns this way, vomits 4 times onto the floor of the bar, stands up, makes eye contact with me, and goes, I kicked your fucking ass, faggot. Now, what I should have done is laughed it off. That's what I should have done. That is what I would do. That is what I should have done, and that's what I do now. I am 19, young, dumb, and full of cum, and I'm going to make this broad pay. So I cross the fucking bar, and I'm just about to jump punch this bitch into the ground. And I take 3 steps, and all of a sudden my manager, who's about 6'2", about 240, former Golden Gloves boxer, just goes, and grabs me by the throat, drags me outside, and he goes, Larry, go home. And I'm like, fuck you, Robbie. That bitch is going to die. And Robbie goes, no doubt, the bitch should die. However, you're not going to do it, and you need to go home. And I go, fuck you, Robbie. Robbie goes, if you don't leave, I'm going to fire you. Fuck you, I quit. And he goes, if you want to get back inside of my bar, you're going to have to go through me. And I go, come on now, Robbie, we're too good of friends to do that stupid shit. Because I can't take this gigantic motherfucker. I can barely stand, my balls hurt so bad. So, I'm like, fine, fuck you. And he goes, drink this. All of a sudden, a fucking 12-ounce cup of Jack Daniels appears, and he goes, drink it. I'm like, fine. Stumble home, go to bed. All of a sudden, my alarm goes off at 7:30 in the morning for me to go to class. I roll over to hit my snooze button, and the most engorged testicle that a doctor has ever seen grazes my right thigh, and I go, "Ow!" And I'm just like, left hand, snooze button, no, turn off! And I grab the fucking clock and I throw it on the ground. My balls were like softballs. They were so large. I get out of my room and I start walking like I just got off a horse. I grab something cold, I put them on my balls. And I call my buddy Robbie, who just tried to whip my ass and fire me the night before. I go, Robbie, it's Larry. What the fuck happened? And he goes, the funniest shit I've ever seen happen. He goes, I swear to God, this fucking broad who was like a midget kicked you in the nuts and punched you in the throat. And I didn't even need I saw it out of the corner of my eye. Funniest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, Robbie, I really can't stand up right now. My balls are fucking engorged. They hurt. He goes, dude,
still with her?
Oh. Well played. I have to pay extra for that. Anyway, so he goes, I got the next couple of shifts covered. Just show up on Friday. I'm like, hey, no problem, man, no problem. So I show up Friday to work the door. Same old shit, bars packed. 10 o'clock rolls around. Same guy, Robbie, gets on the mic. Friar Tux, can we have everyone's attention, please? Friar Tux is the name of the bar. Everybody know our doorman, Larry. And everybody's like, yeah, Larry, he's kind of an asshole, but yeah, we know who he is. Yeah, good job. Now, Larry is a member of the United States Army. Now, let's see how the United States Army likes to train our boys in hand-to-hand combat. Hit it, and this guy hits play, and the security camera video comes up on this gigantic television, and it's in a loop of her punching me and kicking me, and me hitting the ground, punching me and kicking me, and me hitting the ground, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. What can you do? What can you do? I'll get to that story in a second. I go, what can you do? Well, fucking played. You know, that's fucking hilarious. So I turn around, I start walking out the door to go fucking check IDs, and this kid, who was about as tall as the girl, but was a guy, like 20, about this tall, I walk past him, he goes, good job, pussy. And I'm like, look, man, it's early. I go, it's early. You don't want to fuck with me. I've had a really bad week. Sit the fuck down, talk to the two girls next to you, and have a good time. And he goes, I start take a step back to the door. He's like, yeah, that's right. Walk away, motherfucker. And I'm like, look, just because I let a midget broad get the drop on me doesn't mean I can't fucking kill you. And the dude gets up, and he's obviously been drinking all day, and he's like, fuck you. And I'm like, look, man. He goes, fuck you. And I'm like, fuck you. And the dude's like, and he cocks back like that. I'm like, and I just hit him right in the face. He drops to the ground. Everybody in the bar is looking at me, and I'm like, that's it, motherfuckers! Who wants some? Because you know what? Some tiny bitch whipped my ass earlier this week, and I want payback. So you listen to me. Any one of you fucks that think you can take me, meet me outside. If you're not out there in 5 minutes, one more motherfucker talks to me, I will cut your fucking dick off. Everybody in the bar goes from looking at me back to their conversation.
Dude, that's awesome.
Walk back outside, start checking IDs. Now, this process happened for about 2 months. Every Friday, they would show that video until the owner got drunk one night and taped over the fucking videotape. And then it no longer exists. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is when a midget broad whipped my ass.